You can say that, fam.
We talking about microaggressions, like
microaggressions. You say
you know
that,
what? You know what? You know what that DEI training does?
You say that
it creates separation in the workplace. Nobody want to talk to nobody.
The hell it don't.
Yeah, nobody want to
separation.
I might offend you if I say the wrong thing.
No, it don't. No, that's the reason why you take the course, so you're not gonna say the wrong thing, because the wrong thing could get your ass in the HR, and next thing you know, you're out of a job.
So you think that taking the course means that you're not gonna say the wrong thing?
No, it's gonna tell you, nigga. That's just like, okay, just because I take a course, I'm not gonna mess up at work. No, now you know, hey, you should not do this. You should not do this. That doesn't mean that you're not going to make a mistake, but you know that you should not do it.
Hey, Ray, I like your cornrows. Where did you get those done at?
If I'm not soft, I'm not going to get offended.
Oh, G. Let go. All my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a bitch, or your bitch might get pulled. I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the bull. Okay, all my riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a yeah, your might get bulled. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go.
Yo, what's good, man? It's your boy Riley, aka Riley the Great, along with the abominable light-skinned young Ray Matthews and the militant millennial, young Tony D. And you guys are now tuned in to another episode of the Millennial Mayhem Podcast. Oh,
we here.
Oh, and we got our producer / shit talker. I said shit. Oh well, everything. Dallas off the camera. Young Marcus, he on this month. So what's good, Marcus?
You mention Dallas. I ain't Dallas say nothing to nobody. Well, I've been doing good. Why you gotta mention the Cowboys?
Yeah, this boy caught Ghost in the chat.
This boy here went MIA. The minute they got smoked by Green Bay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Has been.
I'm a Kansas City fan.
Boy has been absent.
Rolling weed in that mud, bro.
I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm a Kansas City
bro. You know what we're talking about, bro.
I'm a Kansas City fan. That boy, Kansas City Chiefs.
Marcus ain't answered no text and then just go try to pop into the group.
Because y'all been talking about the Cowboys. I don't like the Cowboys. I'm a Kansas City fan.
You ain't no Kansas City fan. And watching they catch this L tomorrow, you gonna still be a Kansas City fan?
I'm a Baltimore fan. I just rock with the best team.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm a winner. Nigga, I like winners.
Yeah.
Boy ain't got no loyalty.
None whatsoever, dog. That boy there, man, full of shit, bro. But shout out to them Ravens though.
Yeah.
I just saw something on IG where they said that the Texans and Ravens game was the most watched NFL game in history.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is
on ESPN.
On ESPN, but
that shit crazy. I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah, now, next year, them Texans gonna have a few more prime time slots.
Probably gonna be like America's team almost.
No.
I mean, why would the Ravens be the reason that, you know what I'm saying? It's got to be the Texans, right?
People like to First off, Lamar is
right.
It's Lamar. He's already won an MVP. He's on his way to his second one.
Biggest fanhood come from Lamar. I think
it's both of them put together. I say first off it's Lamar, and then you start talking about C.J. Stroud and what he's been able to do.
Yeah,
it's a good story.
Well, you know how to disrespect people, man. God damn.
It's not that I'm saying Lamar has played in big games before, and he's never had this.
It's been heavily rated. It ain't been. Nothing is the best until it's the best. Marcus,
what I'm saying is he hasn't had a top 10 game.
How you know?
Because I looked it up.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Shut up, man.
I looked it up before. I was like, why was the Ravens the top 10? I literally typed in Google, when was the Ravens the top 10 game? And they haven't been since Ray Lewis was. As far as like ratings-wise. They haven't been since Ray Lewis was there. So I was like, what was the reason?
Okay.
So it's got to be C.J. Stroud. But I'm saying, I think it's the Texans. I think C.J. Stroud and the Texans really bring that kind of energy.
Well, you know, the Texans are a feel-good team, man, and he's bringing like you said, he's bringing a lot of like young, boyish energy. You know, every time he scores, he's doing the little dance. You know what I'm saying? He just bringing a lot of other stuff to the game.
Man, this nigga sounds so old. He say he doing the little dance.
I forgot the name of that dance.
You do what you was just doing.
I don't know what's the name of the dance. Y'all know the name of the dance?
I forgot the name of it.
But they do that every time they score.
But I know the song.
And they kids, man. They 22 years old?
Yeah. 23.
23. Tank Dell was, I think,
20,
21, 22.
They
These are
young.
kids.
Yeah,
they
they-
babies,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
And they having fun, dude. They having fun and they winning. And ain't nothing better than seeing some young people fresh in the league out here catching dubs.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's refreshing to see that. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to seeing old motherfuckers been doing this shit for forever, like Aaron Rodgers. You want to see somebody come in and kind of take that mantle.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, from them guys. So I'm with it, bro. Let's go see CJ Stroud. My QB is light skinned and I'm okay with it, bro.
Wait,
Straight up.
Marcus is just trying to big the Texans up so we can stop talking about these Cowboys. I know what angle he taking, dog.
Oh no, we can talk about the Cowboys. I'm a Chiefs fan.
That's what he trying to do.
Them niggas, they sorry, bro.
Man.
Them niggas sorry. The Cowboys.
boys
I
wait
think
to
they
saying
sorry
the
as hell.
word, man.
Them niggas
boys-
sorry
oh,
as
them
hell.
boys
Stop
sorry.
saying the word.
What?
Man, they went to bed. I couldn't believe it.
What? Why are we really about to do this, bro? Like, let's talk about our content, bro.
Look. He's
Damn,
saying he
bro.
wanna
This
do
shit
it.
happened 2 weeks ago. All you niggas want to
Well,
talk
you
about is
back.
the Cowboys?
You back now.
Fuck all that. Let's talk about the content. Wow, bro.
Yeah, we go.
But yeah, tomorrow.
Go ahead.
I got who I want to see. Definitely Detroit and definitely Baltimore.
Hey, what you think?
For the culture.
Detroit and Baltimore
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Vegas, buffs,
Boy, for the
buffs and
culture.
furs. All you see is buff and furs and
Hey.
niggas. It's a whole bunch of niggas out
For the
there.
culture, that's what I want to see. What I think
Nah,
is
that
going to
would be
happen is
beautiful.
Baltimore and San Fran. That's what I think is going to happen.
That's what I think too.
Nah, I think Kansas City and Detroit. That's my pick.
Who you
Kansas
got
City
taking it
and
home in that case then?
Huh?
Who going to win it all? Kansas City?
I think Detroit will win it. I think
Oh,
if
wow,
Kansas,
you got Detroit winning?
If Detroit beat San Francisco, they go win the whole thing.
got-
Even against Baltimore.
That's going to be tough.
Because
got a good chance,
I think,
though. They got a
I
good
think
chance,
Detroit
yeah.
has the only offense out of the four teams that really is a potent offense that can. Well, San Francisco too, but Detroit has the offense that can beat anybody. They got a great run game and they got a great pass game.
Yeah, that kid from Alabama, he's solid, bro.
Hold on.
He's solid.
Hey, I think everybody
Amash,
has a good offense right now. All
No,
four
no,
teams.
no.
Boy, we've already seen what the
Kansas
Ravens
City
did,
offense wasn't that good all year.
but they still got Patrick Mahomes. I
Yeah,
really
know.
don't
So they
care.
got a quarterback that
Yeah,
can make it happen.
and Pacheco runs.
Pacheco
runs
Pacheco,
when
I
he
love
needs
Travis
to.
Kelce.
I love him.
And-
But what I'm saying is they haven't been good all year.
No,
Well,
they
they've
receivers
been
just been
inconsistent.
dropping passes.
Yeah.
All that's been happening is the receivers been dropping
No,
passes.
That's it.
Patrick Mahomes been inaccurate. If
No,
y'all
no, no,
watch
no.
it,
Receivers been dropping
I'm a
passes.
Pat Mahomes fan.
Hey,
Like,
Kansas
all right,
City
we
led the
don't
league
gotta
in drop
talk about
passes,
it.
bro.
We'll talk about this
That's
shit
number one.
afterwards, bro.
Now let's go here, bro. We already seen what Baltimore did to San Fran and their defense.
Right.
They humiliated that defense. That's why I say
It's
you
not,
can't.
no,
Everybody's.
no. If you watch the game, it wasn't the defense that got mutilated.
So what?
It was their offense.
Mutilated,
What happened?
mutilated.
What happened is
Tongue twister.
How many points did
what happened is if you watch the game, what happened is
I watched it?
the 49ers threw 3 interceptions
I know.
early. Well, 2 interceptions early and a fumble early. So the Baltimore was scoring from like their own 35. So it wasn't really their defense that got humiliated. By that time, they up 21 points. It's hard for a defense to play at that point. So if you're going head to head, nobody throw no turnovers, then it's a hard defense to play. But honestly, I don't think Baltimore defense is that great. I think they're a good defense. They're not the old Baltimore defense. They're not. You know what I'm saying?
They're not legendary defense.
That's
but
what I'm
they,
saying.
But
So
they damn good.
They're good as hell. But all I'm saying is the 49ers offense, what happened is Brock Purdy wasn't Brock Purdy what he should have been.
Yeah.
He played like a bum, what I think he really is.
Well, we're going to see tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Proof is in the pudding. So when they get out there on that gridiron,
Hey,
either
where did that
put up
come
or
from?
shut up.
Proof is in the pudding.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Did somebody hide proof in the pudding?
go look it up, bro. You got a phone.
Yeah,
You got a
you
phone on you right
Go
now.
look it up.
Is proof a person?
Maybe the word proof. They put the word proof in the pudding.
Ah, okay. You sound like
So
the
what you
questions
got,
Steve be
What you got,
asking.
Steve?
You sound like the questions Steve be asking.
adding a new segment.
New shit.
To our podcast, bro. About to add a new segment, bro.
That boy proud of that question too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just a simple question.
Little razzle.
You know what I'm saying?
This should be stupid.
It's called "What You Know About That H," man. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, first question. Well, this is not even a question. Well, it's a question, but we're gonna start it off like this. Name this Houston rapper. So I'm gonna give y'all some clues, and I want y'all to name that dude. Right? All right. Dude dropped this shit late 90s. Right?
Okay.
Dropped this stuff. It debuted his single from his album. Debuted 70 on the Hot 100.
Okay.
Okay.
It's got to be somebody. It's somebody from the South Side. I know that. It's Pokey.
And so with that success from that single, he was picked up by Universal Music Group, which re-released his debut album in '99, and it sold 1.9 million copies.
God dang. In 99?
In '99,
God dang.
certified platinum.
Yeah. They used to get plaques for that.
It is either.
And his debut.
wait,
Hold on, let me tell you what the debut
Yeah,
album name was. The debut album name is "Sitting Fat Down South."
Oh, okay.
Name that rapper.
Oh, Fat Pat? Who?
Nope.
I thought it was Fat Pat too.
Sitting fat down south.
Lil Troy.
That's it.
That's what it is?
Yeah, want to be a baller.
Lil Troy went platinum?
Yeah, want to be
Yeah,
a baller.
Lil Troy did go platinum.
Oh, want to be a baller?
Yeah, he did go platinum.
He said sitting fat down south. Oh,
That was
Wanna
that was
Be a
the
Baller was
album.
On that album.
Yeah,
It was on that album?
Yeah, it was on that
Yeah.
album.
Oh, that's crazy.
I once you said Universal Music Group, I was like, man, did Kiki sign there to release what the song with Southside?
No, I don't think so.
But I know you said late '90s, and I was like, dang, I don't remember when that
That
came
was
out.
That was early. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
So
See,
yeah.
I be knowing, bro. It's
Yeah.
time veteran, dog.
I'm with it though. Yeah.
I'm a baller. I'm a twanky inch crawler. Blaze on the Impala. Diamond Rock Wilder.
Yeah, he killed it. He killed it.
Youngster.
And they say that
was Youngstar. Hey, what happened to that nigga, bro?
I mean, he dropped a couple albums after that.
He did?
Yeah.
I remember one that
I
kept
didn't
getting
even know he
released.
had an album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I had them. That's when they were using
Oh, yeah.
they were using Photoshop for all them album covers
Everybody
and
did.
shit.
Yeah, man.
Just throwing shit on them hoes.
They was selling them out the trunks.
Yeah.
Knocking pictures off your wall.
Yeah.
Boy, that mug went. Whew. Everybody was freestyling off that.
But yeah, so Lil Troy, he released another album in 2001 called Back to Ballin'. Back to Ballin' Ain't Do So Hot.
Oh,
And he released a third album in 2006 called Paperwork. And it did so.
Wasn't he beefing with Scarface at one point or something like that?
I don't know, but they came up around the same time.
Yeah.
So
You say who came up around Scarface, son? Scarface came up in the 80s.
Scarface
Late
was
80s.
like early 90s, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Like this, yeah. I mean, he was rapping before this. It's just this is when his break.
Oh,
came.
yeah, when his break
Yeah,
came.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like he had been rapping for a while. You know, he went to jail for a little while. For some craziness.
Yeah.
And this is your history in hip hop in Houston.
What you know about the H, man?
What you know about the age?
You know what I'm saying? So we gonna make that a reoccurring segment.
That's the
Yeah,
name of the
I know a
segment
lot.
moving forward. What you know about the H?
Yeah, so I'm about to be asking y'all some questions about the H. Since y'all were born and bred here.
Yeah.
Y'all also know some stuff about this month.
100%.
Apparently, I do.
I should have gave you a time limit. Should have gave you like 10 seconds.
And I would have got it right.
That boy looked at me after you asked the question. He wanted me to get it wrong so he could slide in there. He could have just said it.
Yeah, you could have.
Well, I could have, but I wanted to give somebody else an opportunity to get it right.
Okay. This motherfucker here said Fat Pat.
That's what I said.
no, that's what he
Fat Pat
said.
first.
That's
And
what I
I
said.
said I thought it was Fat Pat too.
No.
That's exactly who I said. That's Southside. I don't know nothing about nobody on. Ask me something about Swisher House and them fuck actions, and we can talk then.
Real the cursing game, brother.
Well, that's the name of the CD, bro.
F action.
I wasn't talking about me cussing.
Y'all some assholes, bro. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and jump into this topic,
That's
man.
a good segment though,
Yeah,
bro. That's all.
we're gonna include that from now on.
Yeah, I'm with that.
But yeah,
Man.
we're gonna jump into this segment. Jump into this topic, man.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about representation, diversity, inclusion, equity, equality, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this topic has stemmed from the Marvel's decline in their content producing. And what we believe is, anybody that's been a fan of Marvel, y'all know that the highlight of Marvel's movie content was Endgame. That was the zenith. That was the best they dropped, in my opinion. Phase 1 through 3 was all quality stuff that pushed the story forward. And after that, they had one good drop, which was Spider-Man No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah, that was
and
dope.
then everything else has kind of been crap. And from my perspective, I think that it's been crap because they're pushing an agenda now. It's not necessarily about being entertaining and providing solid stories that we want to see. It's about pushing a diversity bug or pushing the representation bug. And I think that is conflicting with them actually telling solid stories. So I want to get you guys' thoughts on that, man. How you guys feel about that?
I agree because it's, man, and I think it's not even, not even just Marvel. Like it's been all across the board when you're looking at movies. In my opinion, like I like Ocean's 11, I like Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13. I didn't think we necessarily needed to see a female. I was like, okay, I mean, it's cool, but we could have dealt without it. Like I would have liked a whole different, kind of a story dealing with that. Like what was the movie that they had the girls stripping, Hustlers? Was that the name of it?
Hustlers.
That was cool. That's an original story. It was cool. It probably didn't do as well as, anything else because there was no, real backing behind it. But the story was cool. I dig that. I didn't dig the Oceans movie with all the women. You're looking at Marvel now. Marvel flopping hard, bruh. Every time I watch a Marvel movie, I kind of cringe because I'd be like, bruh, that had nothing to do with the damn story. And y'all just put that in there for no damn reason. Like, the rock guy on Thor, how I met another rock guy and we had a rock baby. Come on, man. That had nothing to do with anything.
It's just forced, man. It seemed like it's just really forced.
Wait, well, I'm gonna take the opposite side on this. Do y'all not think that inclusion is important for people that feel like? Imagine if you grew up your whole life and you felt the type of way, like you like guys, or you like, if you're a girl and you like women, and you never saw that on TV. So you always saw the man kissing the woman, and you saw the woman kissing the man, and all that kind of stuff. So you don't think they're trying to include people that aren't represented in the world normally?
Yeah, that's cool. Include them. Ain't nobody. I don't think anybody has a problem with anybody, race, gender, age. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody has a problem at all with including anybody. The only issue I think is that their form of inclusion is taking a story that's been a story for forever and then putting an entirely different character in that story, like the movie he mentioned, or like Ghostbusters. You know what I'm saying?
Like Little Mermaid.
But they just it
Like
don't
the
make
Mermaid,
sense.
huh?
If you're gonna do that, because everything that's on TV that you see right now has more than likely has been made already. People just take it and they make it and then do a whole new story. One that was done that was good was The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The Bel-Air, the remake of that was super solid, bro. It was like, it's the same story, the same characters. Ain't really changed nobody anything, you know what I'm saying? So but they like made it relevant to today's time.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it was
Let me ask you about that. How would you feel if they had made Will Smith's character and they had made him Caucasian?
that would have been stupid.
That would have been stupid, right?
Yeah, like it First of all, his character can't be Caucasian because he came from Philly, from the hood in Philly, and I'm not saying that there's no Caucasians in the hood in Philly,
right.
But what I'm saying is like when you do movies, it's like if you're gonna do a Caucasian in the hood in Philly, then the whole storyline got to be different. Then you know what I'm saying? It's not the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because the whole mantra behind the Fresh Prince is coming up from Philly to being the guy in Bel-Air. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It just makes the whole story different.
But
then,
if you're gonna say that, that's true. I believe I understand what you're saying because we have a portfolio almost of what it looks like. We see what it looks like, but at the same time, though, with these Marvel movies, we saw the books and whatever, and they had characters that was colored. Whatever they was colored as, we made them into black or white or whatever they want to be, and we created these characters to be who they are. And you saying that they had all these characters that they introducing with the woman, they was already written. They just made them highlights. They highlighted them. Miss Marvel was already there.
Right.
They just highlighted these characters now, and they highlighting them for audience that they thought.
But
in Marvel, they thought. Hold on, wait. Let me finish. They thought these characters would go to an audience that they didn't have. Women or girls that didn't see themselves in Marvel.
The problem is Marvel stories have been trash dealing with them.
My comment was dealing with the movies as a whole, though.
And Disney did the same thing. Disney did the same thing. Encanto, dope. It didn't include amazing movie. Princess and the Frog.
Encanto was live.
Amazing movie. And these are dealing with people of color.
You
know what I'm saying? It was a great story. How Captain Marvel came around is the story just wasn't good. In my opinion,
right? But the
reason why it's been tailing off. Is these stories that have been bringing in the inclusion, they've been trash. They've been subpar.
And also, they have to be mindful. Marvel has to be mindful of the characters in their origin regarding the comic books.
Thank you.
A lot of these characters that they're trying to push to the forefront were D-list characters in the comic books.
Thank you.
So with D-list characters, the formula for D-list characters is to include them in an A-list characters movie. Don't give them their own movie or series because it's just not going to do well. And see, when they start doing stuff like that, trying to make these D-list characters A-list characters by giving them their own show, they're kind of detriment. They're just butchering their own brand.
Yeah, but we're not talking about their product model. We're talking about inclusion. And in this situation, if they don't have an A-list character,
we were just talking about Captain. We were just talking about Miss Marvel had her own show on Disney Plus. She had her own show on Disney Plus.
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel had and we talking about token.
What I'm saying though,
we talking about token representation. That would be at the forefront of representation because Kamala Khan is of Asian descent,
right?
And this is a comic book that came out recently or whatnot. So I understand representation in that format. I understand like seeing a character that represents you in that format. My thing from that perspective is, you know what I'm saying, like, don't use that as a selling tool. That's my thing. They're using it as a selling tool to promote some characters that are not really good characters, and it's not working. They're not popular characters, and you can't make them popular characters by saying that watch this because it's a diverse show,
right?
Because I don't care about it being diverse. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've been reading these comic books since I was a kid. I've never cared that Captain America was white. I never cared that Superman was white. I never cared that Wonder Woman was an Amazon where she came from a place where all breezes. I never cared about that. I just liked the characters, so I watched the characters and I grew up with these characters and I want them to stay how they are when we put them in another form of media. That's it.
It did because it didn't matter to us. It don't matter to kids, bro. It's like when
I won't say that. I won't say that it doesn't matter.
I think it does. I think it does.
Because it does matter.
How do you think it
we
does?
just talked about Disney and creating Encanto and Princess and the Frog.
I just said they good movies, but kids.
No, it matters.
It matters for kids to
Hold on,
see everything.
let Ray finish his
My bad.
thought.
Yeah, you're right.
Y'all be cutting late. Go ahead, Ray.
It doesn't matter to kids. And the reason I say that it doesn't matter to kids is because everything that kids do, the people that they become, that they mirror who you are. And so if it matters to them, then there's something that you're not giving them that they need to get from a Disney movie. They not just watching the Disney movie to watch the story. My kids didn't watch Encanto because they needed inspiration. They watched Encanto because it was a good freaking movie, bro. So like the thing is, like, it's not Disney shouldn't have the expectation of like creating diversity in the home or in people. That's just in you, man. Like it's your responsibility to give somebody that, man.
That's true what you're saying, but at the same time, if all your kids see is white people. No, wait. Let me finish. If all your kids see is white people on TV, they go start thinking like, "Oh, what's wrong with me?" That's
not all
TV.
They see, Marcus. Because that's not all I allow. Listen, what I'm telling you is that you control what your kids see. Right. I'm not allowing my kids to only see white people on TV. They watching black shows. They know what it looks like. He on a baseball team with 3 other black kids.
But if all princesses are white. If all the princesses,
so then you tell your baby
movies,
show your baby
that's
a black
cool,
princess.
But they would like to see a black princess.
But this is my thing. I asked my niece. When did she even realize that race was a thing? At what age do you feel like you realized race was a thing?
How old is your niece?
She's 18 now.
Okay,
18.
so you asked her. Okay.
Yeah. She said she didn't realize anything about race or any of that stuff. And keep in mind, she's mixed. Her mom is white and her dad is black. She said she didn't realize any of that stuff until she was 14 years old.
It's learned behavior.
So she told me from an early age, when she saw stuff, she just, if she liked it, she watched it. Right. There's a show on Netflix right now about a spider, like a cartoon show about a spider. And the kids will sit there and watch it all day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They don't care about none of that stuff. Easy. I think all that race stuff is implanted in them and implanted in them by adults.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think you're proving my point.
Hold on, look at this. Check this out though. And to like piggyback off what he said, and then you make your point, because it's exactly the same as that. Cam watches Paw Patrol. Cam will be 4 in 2 months. He watches Paw Patrol. Now, there's a pink character on Paw Patrol, right? We adults, right? We already know it's a pink puppy. What gender do you think that puppy is in your head?
Probably a girl.
Right. A girl. Cam can say the Paw Patrol like movies, episodes without even looking at the screen. To him, when I say Sky is a girl, he literally looks at me crazy and go, he daddy. No, he don't even, it's not even, but you know what? There's going to come a point in his life where he's going to have that in his head that Sky is a girl because he's, at some point, somebody's going to tell him that girls wear pink and boys wear blue. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, somebody's going to tell him that. So he's going to like immediately place that with that. But right now he don't. It's learned, bro. It's not nothing that
I think you're right in that way. Like in that situation, I think Cam is just relating everything to him. He's a boy, so everything's a boy type of shit. Like unless it's a girl, he think everything is a boy. But I'm saying there's representation that's being shown on TV where it's subliminal in a way that if a princess is always white, a black girl gonna say, I can't be a princess because they're white.
But do you know any young ladies or any little girls that have said that? Do you know any personally? Because stuff like that is anecdotal, bro.
I don't. But let me give you
all right. Well, let's ask somebody that has a daughter. Hold on. Let's ask somebody that has a daughter.
Before you do this, Tony, let me go to this one point. I forgot her name, but the white. I'm sure everybody knows her. The white lady that did the doll theory, right? When she did in the 1950s, when she did the doll, she put a black doll and a white doll. She gave it to black girls, and she was like, "Which one do you want?" And the black girl was like, "I want the white doll because the black doll is bad, or the black girl is dirty. The black doll." What I'm saying is, they learn these things not by somebody telling them, because they think that that's what it is, because that's all they see. If
not in the
all
50s
you
no
see,
more.
if all you see is pretty
Not in the 50s.
princesses.
Right. And it's
What
We're
I'm
not in
saying
the
is
50s
that's
no
what it
more.
Not in
is.
the 50s.
You
We're
talking
not in the
about
50s.
Don't
you
bring me
talking
no
about
study
kids,
from the 50s,
though.
bro.
You talking about kids that don't
you're
know
talking about the
nothing.
50s.
Don't bring me no study from the
So, Tony,
50s.
you go ahead.
all right, bro.
This ain't the same time.
It's
No way.
always good to have representation, because kids need to see something that they can directly relate to, fam. It don't get no simpler than that.
Thank you. That's all.
It's just all about, can they relate? Can a kid look? Tage knows, like, she will watch Frozen. She loves Frozen. She'll watch Princess and the Frog. She likes them both. However, she knows she relates to Princess and the Frog because it's a little darker chick. So it feels more relatable.
Man,
the stories, let me finish. The stories that they tell in some of these movies, it's relatable. Like
Even
in
the
Kanto,
accents.
like, hold on. In Kanto, if you put a little Hispanic girl, sit her down and she watches Encanto, she's going to directly relate to a lot of the stuff that's going on. Why? Because they've made that is a good attempt at inclusion. That is the best attempt at inclusion, because they're bringing in a culture, and the kid can directly see that and they can relate to that. You need that.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is this, bro. It's a different time. It's not the 50s.
No,
when I went to school, and everybody I went to school with looked like us. My kids go to school. It could be a couple of us. It'll be a bunch of them and a bunch of them. You know, a couple more of us over here. It's all across the spectrum. They the world doesn't look the same to them as it did to us when we was younger.
Right.
They see an
But they
entirely
still need
different
the same
world.
thing, though.
So the stuff, like, we constantly do this, bro. We constantly had these conversations about these things that were our trauma and our parents' traumas, and we try to put them on our kids, like our kids live in that world. They got a whole different set of stuff that they're dealing with.
That's
and we
because the
wasting,
people that are making the rules are still the same.
No. We making the rules. I make the rules for my kid.
I'm talking about.
Don't nobody make the rules for my kids but me, bro.
You're not okay. You're
I-
missing
like,
the point of
I don't
rules.
rely
When your
on-
kid
I don't
go to
rely
school,
on
you don't
nobody
make no
outside
rules
of-
when your kid go to school.
Huh?
Thank
You don't make no rules when your kid go to school.
What I'm saying is the rules for what they believe and what they know, what they think, the
Your
knowledge
kid-
that they have.
We
Yes,
talking
of
about
course.
stuff that they absorb when you're not even there.
What is that? But we done prepared for that already, because we have conversations. So we talk about things. What'd you do at school? What'd you learn at school? Hey, what was this conversation like at lunch? Who'd you talk to? Who'd you sit next to? What'd you eat? From me
You're right.
to their
You're
mama
right.
to their grandma,
You're right.
everybody they around, they have conversations with to figure that kind of stuff
You're
out.
right
Though.
in the way that the same way a black parent is right by telling their kid, when you get pulled over by the cop, this is what you do. Still, at the same time, if you're a black kid, you shouldn't have to deal with the shit you get when you pulled over by a cop. We're saying that the kids that have to deal, like the kids that you're saying that you prevent them from you allow them to understand that this is what it is, and I teach my kids how it's supposed to be. We're saying they shouldn't have to go through that.
No,
they should just see representation automatically.
What I'm saying is that the world, the main thing that I'm saying is that the world that they live in is different from when we were younger. The other portion of that is that it's validated at home. That's all. It's just a validation. The world that they live in does enough, and it controls enough, because, like I said, they just don't. It don't look like it did when we was.
So
when
you
we was
think
younger.
that inclusion is already included in the world? You don't think they have to?
Nah. I never said that. I think we
Well,
need. I think
that's only the conversation we have.
Well, the conversation is that is it supposed to be delivered in the manner that it's being delivered?
So this is my question. My question is it really that significant to show representation in fiction?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
Why?
I think so.
Because I think
So all right. So we just talked. You just brought up Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid is a mermaid.
So it doesn't matter what color she is.
Right. I don't think
Right,
so.
but the whole thing about inclusion and diversity was brought to the forefront for Little Mermaid.
That's because white people were mad. Black people didn't care. We
Yeah,
just
black
knew it
people
was.
didn't care.
Black people just knew it was. What was it Holly or Chloe?
Halle
It was
Berry.
Haley. Haley.
We just knew it was her. So everybody was like, "Oh, she finally got a shot in the movie." Black people just gonna go celebrate it. That's it.
Brandy didn't Brandy play
Cinderella.
Yeah,
Like
that
Cinderella,
was a good,
nobody-
that was a good
like,
movie.
That's what I'm saying.
That,
But
stuff like that is okay.
us.
I think the problem is not that I don't know if the problem is it's when you do something that's unnatural.
You saying forcing it? You
Yeah,
saying
that's
forcing
what
it.
I'm saying. That's what all we've been
the whole
saying.
conversation.
But,
We don't need it to be
what I'm
forced.
saying is a lot of this shit isn't forced. Now, what you said, a lot of this stuff is forced. You saying some stuff is forced, right? But when Halle Berry is mermaid, she's one of the best singers that they have. You know, Halle Bailey.
She's a talented person.
She's a talented person. She probably just won the audition. I mean, I don't think they said, "Let me go find a black girl to play this part."
But see, that's the part you don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
You don't know that.
It was marketed.
Well, why
it was
is it a
marketed like
problem
that though.
if you know what I'm saying? Like,
what
we
I'm saying,
don't know.
We don't know.
But that's the thing. That's the point. That's the reason why people are up in arms, because we don't know if, and that's the thing that from the other side they're looking at us like they don't know if we're getting stuff off the merits of our ability, or we getting it just simply because of our skin tone, and that's where the stuff starts getting a little.
That's why I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you saw how they interviewed Idris when they was saying something about Idris, because you notice he ain't been really working lately. The reason he hasn't been working lately is because he said that he tired of like every time he does something, he's like, "Oh, well, how does it feel to be the first black to do this?" Or how does it feel? He's like, "Well, I'm just an actor. Like, why you gotta promote my blackness? Yes, I am black." But stop using my blackness to promote something. I'm just good at what I do, not because I'm
I'm
good
a dope
because
actor.
right.
Yeah.
And then that could be representation enough for young kids seeing that.
However-
He's a dope actor.
However, in 2024, we're still having first blacks this, first black to do that. That's wild to me, bro.
I mean, that's
not-
natural evolution, probably.
But that ain't wild to y'all.
No,
That's
it's crazy.
crazy.
That's how you break
So what's
down
crazy?
generational
Right.
curses.
So
give me an example of that, 'cause I don't-
representation is a part
It's
of that,
important.
bro. That's
So-
why I say
But they do it's just like sports, bro. They do like the first guy to throw 3 touchdowns and 7 picks after eating a pack of ramen noodles.
hold on.
They be just bringing up random
Nah,
first
you're
sometimes.
right, but
I'm not saying that.
A lot of the first blacks are the first black to be winning an award. In
Yeah,
because
we weren't in that space for so long.
Hold on, what's
that's understandable.
her name? Just was the first woman to win. The first black woman to I think she might have been the first woman, but the first black woman, Niecy Nash, in a comedy series at the Academy Awards. Like, that's crazy. Are you telling me that in 100,000 years?
No, Marcus, we just weren't in that space like that for a very long time, and it's taken a long time for it to come
that's
around.
Why the representation is important. We wasn't in the space, so if you see something,
nobody's saying we're not good with the representation. Just don't force
that's
it,
what
man.
y'all saying.
Stop putting words in our mouth. I didn't say representation wasn't a good thing.
Right.
I definitely believe in representation. I believe in representation. We had this conversation on the phone when it comes to real world heroes.
Right.
I believe that if you see a Barack Obama as president, a black president, that's good for Noah or some other kids to see. Make it look like it's the norm. I believe in a guy that's a
Black
kid that's aspiring to be a baseball player to go see Ken Griffey Jr. and think he's a god.
Yeah.
In baseball.
Representation in
representation.
some
Hank
job
Aaron.
areas.
Oh, yes. I believe that me being an engineer is a good representation for somebody that's in love with
Nobody
electronics.
care about you.
All right. But what I'm saying is, like I said before, man, it's just in regards to media, it seems to be oversaturated, and it seems to be leading the forefront in producing content as opposed to telling really good stories.
Where they got it right as of late, where they got it right is Spider-Man. That's where they got it right. The Miles Morales, his storylines
Dope.
been dope. That's where they got it right.
And
This
he's
is what I'm saying.
He's an original character.
This is where they got it right. Because he just ain't black. His mama's Hispanic. So you're capturing, you're touching a couple of bases here.
And he from Harlem too, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's doing it correctly.
Even more to that though, Tony, to what you're saying, even more than that though, they tried the representation in that regard and they got it right. All the other ones, they tried the representation, they got it wrong. Sometimes you fail at it. But I don't want them to stop trying because we got Miles Morales.
Hold on. With Miles Morales, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't some oversaturated thing. They just created another guy, and they made his story dope to where it made sense. It made sense. It made sense how he got his, especially in the video game. The video game was dope. Yeah. How he got his powers and all that other stuff. Because I was playing that mode like 6 hours every weekend or whatever. But
he hated your ass.
Yeah. But when you
still on the game,
that boy get locked up on the video games.
when you do it,
I came to the podcast last week and knocked on the door. That boy was yelling at me. I told you the door was open. Yeah. Trying to finish up on this game, man. God dang.
And the one thing about Miles Morales is that this is another thing. They don't push his skin tone to the forefront. They push his story. Right. His skin tone is just a part of the story. But it's hold on, let me finish before you, because you keep jumping in. Shut up. What they do with Miles Morales is that they just made him a black character, but they're not saying as a black boy, right, this I need to do this or doing all that other shit. They're not doing it. Think about She-Hulk. She-Hulk said, in She-Hulk, she said, you don't deal with trauma how I deal with it because I get catcalled. That's pushing that bullshit to the forefront. Excuse my language. That's pushing that weird stuff to the forefront.
You passionate about this.
You know what I'm saying? Like when it's just a part of the story, where you ain't gotta force it to be like a thing. Like even in his game, even in Miles Morales' game, they ain't never had him dealing with no racism. They ain't never had nobody, no white dude like, hey, you little boy. You know what I'm saying? They never have anything in his story. He's just a black kid trying to navigate Harlem.
Right.
That's it.
It's how you do it.
It's how you do it.
And I think that's where a lot of stories have just failed. Is how you do it. Yeah. Like I don't think nobody over here. We don't have a problem with black, white, gay, transgender. Like. I don't care who you are. We really don't have a problem with you as long as you ain't being no trash ass individual. That's just really it. Yeah. Now, how it's portrayed on TV is different. If you're going I remember a couple of years back, they said there was this thing online where they was like, well, they were going to make, I think Spider-Man and Deadpool like gay. And a lot of people was upset. It was like
Snoopy and Shaggy.
Well, regardless, it's like, why, like, okay, why are you doing that? Where's the originality gonna come from?
Yeah.
Because that was my thing. Like, okay, why are you doing that to some people that ain't never because Spider-Man already had a love interest. Matter of fact, he had two. He had two at one point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They were two women. Like, why are you gonna go through the story of that? And I think they did, like DC Titans did that with old boy that was playing Robin.
Yeah. Oh, Dick. No, not Dick.
Nah, it was Jason Todd.
Jason Todd?
Yeah.
I don't know, one of them.
Yeah. One of them. And I was like,
why mess up a good thing? Why mess with
why is that even a story in here right now?
I think
because it didn't add anything.
I agree with what y'all saying, but you got to realize that all of these things you talking about was created in a time where inclusion wasn't as big as what y'all talking about. So like, even when you talk about Spider-Man, they had to create a new character in Miles Morales in order to include a black person. Otherwise, people would have looked at it weird having a Peter Parker as a black person. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, back in the day, all these things was normal. White character, he had to be heterosexual. He couldn't be homosexual, and you know what I'm saying? And it had to be a man in most cases. No, so all these new things that we listen.
Marvel goes back and
Wonder Woman was a crazy.
You're talking about like 2 or 3 like over the 2 or 3 span, like I read comic books just like Steve. There were plenty of black people. That's the reason why we got Luke Cage.
I get you.
Now, hold on. That's the reason how we got Luke Cage. That's the reason how we got
Black Panther.
Black Panther. That's how we got Green Lantern. John.
They had a bunch of Green Lanterns.
But
so
there's also a Black Green Lantern as well, which was
that's
John.
not the point that I'm saying.
What I am saying is there's always been black characters
I know.
in comic books that have been at the forefront. Storm. Dope. She was at the forefront.
Yes, she was.
Well, she wasn't black.
She's from Africa. She was from Kenya.
She
From
was
Africa.
purple.
Boy, I want to throw this damn microphone
All right,
at you.
but hold on. Yeah, you're right. But let me ask you a question though. Besides,
She
the
was
ones
purple,
that you
though.
named, Luke
purple.
Cage
She was
didn't do
black
well.
like a mother.
Luke Cage didn't do well.
But I'm talking about the
what I'm
character
saying is
itself.
characters themselves. What black character besides Black Panther has been given a pedestal to where it's like, okay, we see them in the movies?
Falcon.
Who?
Falcon.
You saw, man. All right, Falcon. But I wouldn't consider him.
The whole. So
I'm saying like all the superheroes we see are white.
All right,
War Machine has been there.
Create a new one.
That's all I'm saying. He said there was black characters always.
There always been black characters.
But they don't create them to make them superhero. I mean, like they're not
big time. They're not just big time.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
We weren't in that space for. That was the climate of the
That's
world.
the point that I'm trying to make. That's
the point that's being made is this, bro. Is that because we could talk about it in movies all day long. It causes a rift in real life. And it causes things to like because they got diversity and inclusion training in corporate American and at work.
They need
it. Okay.
They need it.
They shouldn't have that.
They need it.
Listen.
Why?
I don't.
They need it.
Wait.
Yeah.
I want to hear
hold
what
on.
y'all saying. You saying
You want to know why?
No,
Hold on. No,
I don't
I'm gonna
think
tell
that
you
they
exactly
need
why.
it. I think
Hold
that
on,
they
Brady.
Let Ray finish.
I want Tony to tell why they need it. And then I'm gonna
because Steve, you said something earlier like well, it was either one of you said something about I should have this position based on my merits, right? For far too long, black people couldn't get the positions based on their merits. So we do need it.
So do you think
We do need DEI because hey,
Do you think it's DEI? Do you think DEI is getting us more jobs, or do you think that society is just changing? So
Well,
like there's.
now
Do you
that
think
there's-
that specifically DEI is the reason that
DEI has made it possible for everybody to be looked at. So it's
Okay.
just not us black people that's benefiting from DEI. That's why I say we do need it, fam. It's just not us. We do need it.
But my thing is because I tried to find it, and I wanted to look at a course just to see what is being. What are the factors? What are the key points that they're hitting within this training? You know what I'm saying?
Well, some of it, because I've had to, like in the position I am now, like sometimes I have to administer some of that stuff to certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like some of that stuff is making sure you don't say the wrong thing that could offend somebody in their culture.
Yeah, and let
like
me tell
stuff
you-
like that. Like making sure, and some of that stuff does have to be taught. Because now you're inviting. See, now it's just not the old boys club. You know what I'm saying? So you can't keep being the same person without pissing somebody off, without somebody going to HR.
It is. Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that's just more. That's more so. Don't be an a-hole as opposed to understanding diversity.
But some people don't understand at all. Some people don't understand. Some people don't understand. Like
that's
like
just job etiquette, though. Like that's just job.
Yeah, you can say that, Steve. For you, you can say that for you. There's a broad of people that don't understand microaggressions when it comes to how white people talk to black people. But certain black people can pick up on it. Right? Hold on. Let me finish. But certain black people can pick up on it, right? And they're like, hold on, I know I just didn't hear what I thought I heard, and that white person may not have known. So yeah, we need to have. You can say that, fam.
We
but
talking about microaggressions. Like
yeah,
micro
because the
is
microaggressions.
the
You say
You know
that,
what? You know what that DEI training does?
You say that until it becomes the
creates
person.
separation in the workplace.
No,
nobody want to talk to nobody.
The hell it don't.
Yeah,
it does
nobody
not
want
create separation.
I might offend you if I say the wrong thing.
It don't. No, that's the reason why you take the course, so you're not gonna say the wrong thing because the wrong thing could get your ass into HR, and next thing you know, you're out of a job.
So you think that taking the course means that you're not gonna say the wrong thing.
No, it's gonna tell you, nigga. That's just like, okay, just because I take a course, I'm not gonna mess up at work. No, now you know, hey, you should not do this. You should not do this. That doesn't mean that you're not gonna make a mistake, but you know that you should not do it.
Hey, Ray, I like your cornrows. Where did you get those done at?
If I'm not soft, I'm not gonna get offended. You know what?
That's
in high school,
but
in high school, people used to. In high school, when I went from Booker T to Cinco Ranch, at Cinco Ranch, they used to always ask me, "Why do you always carry a brush? You don't have any hair." Like, if I would have said that in the workplace, that's a diversity, equity, and inclusion training. Right now I'm offended because you asked me why I got a brush because I don't have no hair.
You don't have to be offended, but the person that's telling you that should know.
That's a microaggression.
No, what I'm saying, you don't have to be offended, but the person that telling you that should know that that's offensive.
No, that's just a conversation.
It's not a conversation, bro. Like,
how should that person know that asking you why you have
the same person?
Hold up, man. Listen. How should that person know that you asking what kind of person am I to get triggered? How weak am I to really think that somebody asking me, why do I have a brush? I don't have any hair, to them who they got a lot of hair. I got like a really short cut and it's laid down because I got waves. Who like, how sensitive am I to think that?
See,
so it's like,
I'm offended by that.
It's not just that, bro. It just prevents discrimination. Like, hey,
that's not discrimination.
Hold on. I didn't
brush.
say that. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying it's not just.
That's the type of stuff they talk about in those things, though.
But it's not just that, Ray. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
You want to know? You want to know what not to say to a person?
And I'm telling you, it's not just
say
that.
the wrong thing and then say, "Hey, bro,
Ray,
that offends me when you say stuff like that."
Listen,
can we have a conversation about it?
It's not
without
just that.
Okay, well, what is it?
That's what I'm trying. If you would let me tell you, it's not just, hey, I got to watch what I'm saying. No, you got to watch how you're treating people as well. For somebody who's interviewing,
train somebody to watch how you get treated.
Yes,
that's not diversity. That's
DEI, bro.
No,
that's DEI.
That's etiquette. That's how to treat a person.
Equity. That's the E, fam. Equity. That's the E in DEI.
So you saying you have to? So you're saying you have to teach somebody how to treat somebody equal? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Shit, okay, if we were all being treated equally, bro.
No, that's not. If
we were all being treated equally, we wouldn't have
conversation, Tony.
We wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have this.
That's different.
There would be no reason for DEI if we were always getting treated equally.
That doesn't make them treat us equally. They still treat us the same. I don't know why you.
So you think that we don't get treated equally?
I mean, it still happens. I'm not saying. I'm not saying that
diversity and inclusion is important.
It's an important piece of life, but it's not worth creating an entire program and pushing it the way that it's pushed.
That's where I am with it, because I haven't been through a DEI program, but based on what I've read about it, it's basically training folks on how to move around people of different ethnicities and nationalities
without learning.
So the training says it's promoting people to be themselves. However, it's more geared towards Caucasian folks to change how they approach things. That's what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? It's not really about us. You know what I'm saying? Or us handling somebody that's Asian, or us handling somebody that's from
Kenya,
from Africa, or something like that. It seems like it's more geared towards Caucasian folks to adjust how they look at things.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that is better?
That's it, right?
Wait.
Because
let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a question though. Do you think that it would be better if they taught black other races to just understand how white people, like for instance, what black people don't like, it's a whole thing, don't touch my hair, like with women, right? So white women will come up and they'll be like, oh my God, let me touch your hair, or how
they don't do it because they don't like it. They don't know that.
What I'm saying is, do you think that it's better that we teach the black people to say, this is just normal for white people?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
Equity.
What I'm saying is
Because black people don't like them to touch their hair.
Let me finish. What I'm saying is, as an individual, if you're working with somebody else at work and they do something that you don't like, you sit there and talk to them.
Okay.
Hey, sir,
you know,
I'm not really feeling that. Let's have a conversation about this so we can move forward.
Right.
I don't need to go to HR to say, hey, get him diversity training.
He touching my
Because
hair.
he trying to
missing what
his brother.
No,
but it comes into play. Hold on.
We taking
but it
human
comes into play
anything
when
out
you
of
start
everything.
talking about management is doing something.
Exactly. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
when you definitely have to go to HR. Because
That's
hold on,
for
wait, let
anything
me
that
finish.
management
Hold on, hold
Not
on.
just
Let me
diversity,
finish.
equity, inclusion.
Let me finish, Ray. Because if I'm trying to get a promotion and you're making all of these different microaggressions, I think I probably should go to HR because you keep making microaggressions. That means something is there.
That makes sense.
It may not be there. But if that manager has DEI, he already knows, okay, maybe I shouldn't say this so this employee doesn't feel like I have something against him and he's not going to get that position. See,
the way DEI.
Hold on.
Now I'm not going to be a hole to my subordinates.
But
Wait.
it also saves the manager because now, okay, I know I shouldn't say that, and I know I'm not saying anything. So
Man, he knew he was supposed to say
I
that before DEI training. He ain't need no DEI training. He don't have no home training if he know
but
that.
there's been plenty of people in these positions of power that ain't got no home training.
They need to be fired. They don't need DEI training.
How do you get them fired then, Ray?
It's the
How do
same.
you get them fired?
Essay.
It's the same with SA. It's the same thing. They have SA training to teach men or women or whatever that if you're in this type of position, you need to react. Like you can't say certain things.
Right. But
even if I think it's just a normal thing that I say, hey, you got a big butt, Cheryl.
That we all know that's not.
Okay,
that's
so
not,
hold
on, time out. You bringing up some over.
Stop.
Hold on, dog. You bringing up some over the top stuff that we all know, everybody in the world know that certain things there's etiquette in the workplace.
All right.
Hold on. There are certain things that you can and can't do at work.
No.
Now, if somebody is doing that at work, they're just abusing their power. It got to be somebody in a position of power for him or her to feel like she can talk to her subordinate or a colleague in that manner. She feel like she's untouchable.
Stop. Let me finish what I'm saying. I'm not talking. All right, I was wrong with the whole "you got a big butt, Cheryl." But even microaggressions come with sexual. SA. Like there's microaggressions that come with that. So if a person says a certain things to you, like there's certain things that you got to learn through training that you don't even know as a man.
What?
Have you ever been to SA training? If you have, then you will know.
I don't have to go to SA training to know I can't put my hands in
like
some
those
places.
kind of trainings when it comes to
like babysitters at work.
Like even we
you
talking
say that
about
until you get
there's
fired,
certain things you should know,
work.
Steve. Right? You said there's certain things you should know, right? When it comes to SA, there's certain things you should know as a white person. You should know not to come and touch a black person's hair, but they still got to go through that training.
No, they do that to each other.
That's
Nobody. They're not in our culture.
Y'all not
I'm gonna tell you,
They're not in our culture.
Let me give y'all a story.
They're not in our culture, so they don't know that. So they don't. So
and I'm
hold
a
on,
man.
Marcus,
I don't know what happens.
Hey,
to
hold on.
We gotta stop talking over each other, bro.
Yeah.
You keep. So they not in our culture, so they don't understand that that's a thing in the culture. The way that they understand that is to have a conversation. They not gonna have a conversation ever about it because God forbid I bring up hair to this person, because if I bring up hair to them, it's gonna be a whole situation. That's essentially what it do. I don't understand why you don't understand that.
Like I said, man, the whole thing about the training, I think it's hurting more than it is helping.
Right.
You can't train somebody to be a good person. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you can't train somebody to understand how I talk or why I wear my hair the way I wear it. If you don't like it, you're just not gonna like it. The only thing that training is doing is allowing folks a means to tolerate it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
But if you already how you are, ain't no training gonna help you on that. Now the big thing that I feel about training is the opportunities. That's the one thing that I'm at the forefront of. You don't have to care about or me or anything like that, but opportunities. Understanding that my qualifications earn me this position or this spot. That's the only part of the whole training that I'm with. The opportunities, not the outcomes, the opportunities.
But and that's what I was trying to get at, bro. That's a part of it.
I'm with you. I'm with on that.
And honestly, that's a major part of it.
That's
because it comes with fair treatment. Like what I have on my resume and what I've done and my interview skills should get me this position. Those are my merits. And that's part of DEI.
I don't think that's a major part.
It's taught to make fair treatment of everybody. That's what it's taught for. And it protects the company as well.
It's been
because
around.
guess what? If I find out that a company has discriminated against me,
it's been around since the 60s.
Do you know how many companies would be in trouble, bro, if they found out they discriminated against somebody?
DEI been around since the 60s, man.
Okay.
That ain't the major part of it.
Yes, it is, bro.
Well, the major. Well, how it initially
It's
started.
a portion of it. But
Let's backtrack. Let's backtrack. Initially, how it started, that was at the forefront because that was part of the civil rights movement.
Absolutely.
I'm not arguing that.
No, I'm just saying
it's been around since the 60s.
Right.
So that program has nothing to. I mean, it's not the major reason why people are getting opportunities at work. The society is just developing and changing.
No. What I'm saying is that was the diversity, inclusion, and equity. Was at the forefront of the civil rights movement because that was the whole thing that was a really big part of the civil rights movement initially. We wanted equal pay. We wanted
for women as well.
Women, we wanted to be included in this, included in that. So at the beginning, it made sense because we were segregated. You know what I'm saying? It was the disproportional thing when it came to education and how we couldn't get into certain places and stuff like that.
I'm talking about the work training.
The training? I don't know.
I read it. I'm telling you. It started in the 60s. The specific workforce DEI training started in the 60s. And what I'm telling you is that at the forefront, I'm not even arguing about what the forefront of the qualities was because my argument is not that's not needed. I feel like it's needed. That's a part of being a person. That's a part of being a good person. So that's what we all want. We all want to be equal. Diversity is okay. It's not a bad thing. That some of us are men, some of us are women, some of us are white, some of us are black. That's just what it is. Diversity is cool. Inclusion. Everybody wants to be included. Nobody's saying that people should not be included. All I'm saying is that it should not be a program because when it's a program, somebody finds a way to figure out a way to do something nefarious with it for their gain. And that's it. That's all it's doing, man. It's just all it's doing in the workplace is creating little lanes for people to walk around and not actually get to know each other because of the fact that people are scared that they're going to offend each other or they just like, I'm going to stay in my pocket and you going to stay in your pocket.
And we would not need DEI if it wasn't for
We've been around since the 60s, dog.
people. Right.
It's been it has
right.
It says
not right. It's
workplace diversity training first emerged in the mid '60s following the introduction of equal employment laws and affirmative action. So now it's like, all right. So when it comes to that, it's like now you got to deal with me. So now you have to tolerate me because affirmative action says I got to be hired anyway. So now you got to deal. So that's another form of like forcing folks to understand and deal with it.
I'm okay with affirmative action.
This is not even a conversation about affirmative action.
Okay.
Because it's needed.
This is just talking about the training. So
I don't think that.
So now it's like, all right, because I'm trying to figure out what's included in this training. Because based on what I've seen,
different jobs, and that's why I was trying to tell y'all a story. Different jobs do it differently, bro. Different jobs. When I worked at Deloitte, man, their DEI was, bro, it's beyond anything that what we're even talking about. Like it makes it. They make it so you can just have normal conversations. They set up rooms so you can have conversations with people that are not like yourself, so you can learn from them. And that, and in these rooms, you probably got somebody that's Middle Eastern, a woman that's probably a director somewhere. You got somebody that's just brand new. You got somebody that's transgender. You got somebody that's gay. You like,
what are you learning? What exactly are you learning?
You're
from them
learning.
Hey,
this is what we don't like. My people. This is what we don't like. So.
That seems so weird.
Hold on.
How Marcus that out in normal conversation.
However, but when you're dealing with a company as big as Deloitte, you're probably not going to have that chance to talk to. Because,
it's a bunch of people. Bro, and you're
hold on. No.
I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm talking.
This was done virtually, and this was also done during COVID. You're losing that part. So for some of it, yeah, you do it differently, and it needs to. We're not
in COVID no more, though.
I'm saying.
Hold on, let him finish, Ray.
I'm still
let him finish. Let him finish.
Different companies do it differently. I'm just telling you about my time at Deloitte and how it was done, and I was like, that was cool because I know my inner circle. I don't know no transgenders. I don't know what's gonna offend them. I don't know if I'm saying something that I think is harmless that really does offend them. Just like Marcus was talking about the hair. A white person can be in that group and we can talk, and I can tell them, hey, this is what black people really don't like. And they can learn. You learn it because you're not going to be able to be face to face. Like when we all go home, we're not going to go hang out with white people that's in corporate America because that's not where we're from. We don't just go do that.
So do you think my battle is with the way that Deloitte did it, or do you think my battle is with the way that the entire program as a whole? And it's not a battle with the program. It's just because I'm not battling the program. I'm just saying that I think it's overkill and it's forced. I'm not battling it. I don't think that everybody does it the way that Deloitte did it. That's
my point.
You think I'm gonna argue with the fact that you get a chance to do that?
That's my
point. But the depiction in the videos and what I
differently,
right? But
that's what I'm
all I'm saying is we don't speak in anomalies. All I'm saying is everything that I researched on this thing, all the videos that I watched for this stuff, it definitely didn't seem like what was going on at Deloitte. So shout out to Deloitte for doing the right thing. There are
so many,
but it wasn't presented that way in the videos that I saw.
There are some that just do like little stupid training videos.
I'm telling you, I watched a bunch of different videos, and that's not what I saw.
And I'm telling. Okay, fam, we got two different experiences.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you need DEI. Everybody has different experiences, bro.
Now
everybody has different experiences.
The DEI
and
that I saw,
everybody gets treated fairly. We can put those experiences at the forefront and we can talk about them. That way, I'm not coming from no bad place when I'm talking, and I know you're not coming from a bad place when you're talking, and it's going to create fair treatment. So nobody's stepping on nobody's toes, and now it's protecting everybody in case some stiff pop off. Man.
As long as it's going on like that, then I'm cool. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying that that's not what it was going on. You mad at me because you're trying to say that I'm
at you.
Well, you getting passionate, trying to make it seem like I'm thinking I'm saying, or that the conversation is that DEI, like the way that your experience is. I'm cool with your experience, but what I'm telling you is from what I saw from a bunch of different experiences, right? Yours may be the anomaly. We don't speak in anomalies, right?
So I just gave an example, bro.
Well, but why are you getting so passionate about what I'm telling you that I saw in different
I could be up here talking about more examples of DEI, bro. I just gave the best example, and all I said was different companies do it differently. Steve, you had DEI. Did your company do it like Deloitte?
I don't know.
You probably didn't pay attention to it, right? Yeah. Because everybody does it differently. That's all I'm saying. So people do things differently. However, in some cases, it's done poorly. Right. In some cases, it's done poorly. In some cases, it's done well. However, I do think we still need it. I'm telling y'all, because it protects the company as well. Yeah. It's still needed. I'm telling y'all, watch HR start ramping up, and people going to start getting rolled up, and there's going to be all kind of lawsuits because they want to get rid of this crap, and now they ain't got a leg to stand on in the courtroom.
Yeah.
When it comes to it.
I got a
Just
question.
watch.
Gee,
What
I
about
ain't helping that?
What about okay? What about with schools? What about there? Why I've read that some schools are adjusting their criteria to get in them under the guise of inclusion. So how do you guys feel about a school minimizing or lowering their standards to allow certain people in?
That's on them. I mean,
Well, schools are private institutions.
yeah, that's
If it's a public, well, it depends on if it's a private institution or a public institution. If it's public and I think that is
More like you saying that schools are saying, if you need a 3.7 GPA to get into school, now we're lowering it to a 3.2,
If you
like
black.
that type of stuff. What do you mean by they're lowering their requirements?
Well, I should have kept the article, but I can't find it. But based on what I'm saying, based on what I saw,
like Harvard, that situation that happened at Harvard or Yale.
no,
or something
Harvard,
like that.
no, Harvard's standards ain't moved an inch. I'm talking about when it comes to high school and stuff like that. Like they're allowing kids to get by. You know what I'm saying? Even when the standard to graduate.
Oh, the No Child Left
Oh, nah,
Behind.
that's
You trying
stupid.
like
That's
something like that? I think that's dumb.
That's dumb as hell.
I think that's dumb. I think that doesn't
not
do nothing but
inclusion.
put more
That's
dummies in the workforce, fam. In my
That's not
opinion, and I hate
inclusion.
to say it like that, but it ain't really doing nothing but put more dummies in the workforce.
That's
Like,
not. That's
we
nothing
need to
to do
have
with
a set
inclusion.
standard for you to graduate and become a real member of society. In this society, like you and I agree that like there are some things that we need to clean up within our schools. Like we should definitely have trade schools put back into public schools. You know what I'm saying? Like that should definitely be put back. That way, when they really graduate, they have a skill.
shop class
Right,
used to be
but
fun.
that's not inclusion. Like all they're doing is lowering the standards so dumb people can
that's
graduate.
what I know.
Like,
he's
that don't make
finna pull
sense.
it up, but that's why I asked. Like, if
Yeah,
we're just talking
that don't
about,
make sure they don't include nobody.
if we're
but
only
dumb
talking
people.
about just basically No Child Left Behind, then I think that's dumb. But if we're talking about inclusion, as far like
What's No Child Left Behind?
you don't know about No Child Left Behind?
No, tell me a little bit about it.
That in a nutshell, no child. You can fail all your classes, you still going to the next grade level.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's stupid as hell.
That's why I said like if it's some No Child Left Behind, I think that's dumb.
I think it's deeper than that because I got a one that got held back. So I think they're still holding you back. I don't know what the complete details of No Child Left Behind.
Well, I don't know if it's still in play or not. I'm just saying like if it's some No Child Left Behind stuff that he's referring to, then I think it's dumb.
Okay, so you saying like
No
okay,
Child Left
they have
Behind was
certain
just a
things.
crutch. Well, who knows the exact criteria for it, but it's just a crutch for kids to fail or I don't even know.
not
Not
say
do
best
good.
foot forward.
I remember when
Yeah,
growing up, like I was always good. I played basketball in high school and stuff, but I was always good in school too. But I remember there was players on my team that really didn't graduate. Like they couldn't even pass their classes, and they would pass them forward so they can play basketball on the team. And I was like, that's the stupidest decision ever. Like, what happens after they graduate? They just dumb.
They become
Like,
a
they just
person
dumb
in
now.
society that doesn't have proper skills.
I think
and that's why I'm
stupid
saying
as
like
hell.
you gotta when it comes to education, bro. I do like cringe at some of the stuff that we like as a society was going on. Like I keep saying it, like bro, everybody should graduate with one skill. Like everybody should go a shop class. You should learn
I think
something
that's more important.
You know, to be a mechanic, you should definitely learn how to read and write for sure, and how to count. Like you definitely need to learn that. But you know what I'm saying? Like all this other stuff that we trying to make. Oh, you should definitely like. I think certain biology classes and chemistry classes,
history classes
those
stupid.
No, you should definitely learn some history.
No,
That way you
why?
won't
'Cause
repeat
it's-
yourself.
We made up the history.
That's
That's a whole
yes.
different conversation,
Yes,
but
but
that's a whole
history
different
doesn't need to repeat itself, so you need to learn it, so it doesn't repeat itself. Some things can be prevented by learning what the
you found
past
the
person
seed?
did.
I can't find it, but once we done with this, I'll find it for sure. But there are some practices in diversity admission So
Yeah.
there's training.
What do you?
There's training with that
when you
too.
talk about diversity, what do you think about like they kind of got rid of what it was affirmative action. That's diversity. So what do you think about that?
No, affirmative action, and I was all for it. Affirmative action was force. That's all that was. That wasn't a promotion of diversity. That was just we're gonna force you to meet a quota.
But it is though. It is.
No, it's more.
It's the same conversation we having about diversity and inclusion.
When they did affirmative action, in back in the day,
50s or 40s.
yeah,
60s,
when they did
whatever.
it was to force companies to add black folks. I don't even think that was necessarily for anybody else.
But it
was definitely for black folks. Yeah.
But
That
it
was for
worked
black
for
folks.
everybody.
It did.
It definitely worked for everybody.
Right, but
So-
what I'm saying is affirmative action is exactly what we're talking about with diversity and inclusion. It's forcing
We
white
needed
people
it.
to
No, black. We wasn't in the workforce hardly at all, bro. We needed it back then.
right. So
No, we were in the workforce.
listen to what I'm saying though. White,
Huh?
We were in the workforce.
We were
We
in the
weren't
workforce,
represented
but we wasn't
in some of
represented
the,
in the higher
spaces
levels
that we needed affirmative action for.
Right. So what I'm saying is diversity and inclusion
working.
is
We was there. They were treating us like crap.
diversity and inclusion is the same thing. It's like, okay, these people aren't treating you the way that you want to be treated. So let's force them to understand what treating you should be like. Let's force them to understand that you don't like these type of things. Let's force them to understand that
You're not forcing them
this
to
is-
understand anything, though. You're forcing them to
That's
do
what
it.
diversity.
You're forcing
I don't think
them
you
to
ever
know.
been in a diversity and inclusion class.
You're forcing them to know.
You forcing them
To
to
know that's exactly what affirmative action was. It didn't make black people get better jobs. It just made them to have to be in the pool of candidates that they choose
right. That's
from.
what, and like I said before, that was opportunity, equal opportunity.
Correct.
That's what affirmative action was for. For me to have an opportunity to be successful. For me to have an opportunity at this particular job. Not the same outcomes, just the opportunity. Because black folks weren't even getting the opportunity at back then, and they were. And you can't tell me everybody just smarter than us. That's
Right.
bull crap. So back then, when affirmative action came into play, it just forced these companies to meet a quota. It just forced it, and and the same old dogs are running some of these companies. You think they probably changed a little bit since they got older, but shoot, old habits die hard. And you talking about people that was probably running the companies back then. They got kids that were coming up that they were filling their heads up with their ideals, and they probably feel the same way.
So why do you think diversity inclusion is wrong? If you think
I'm not saying
said it was wrong,
I'm not
man.
saying it's wrong. I never said it was wrong.
okay,
I've never said it was wrong.
why do you don't think it's needed then?
I don't think the training is needed, and I've said that already 1,000 times. I don't think it's needed because
It's the same thing as what you were talking about.
No,
All right, man. Let's progress the conversation. We've been
Yeah,
hour 30 at this. I gotta.
it's
Nah.
yeah. So, all right,
It's just,
what y'all want to leave the people with?
oh man, whew.
Yeah,
There's
this
a
is
lot.
good one.
There's a lot we went through.
Yeah,
Let me say
this
this,
is solid.
man.
Yeah.
The higher up we go, us minorities, the less of us we see. So with that being said, very thankful for DEI and affirmative action for even taking place, so we can be in those doors. I hope that when it does get taken away, that we can still pull up as we climb and it doesn't reverse itself out. That's my only thing. I don't want it to reverse itself out. I hope that the doors that are open just get broader and broader. We can get more people in, because honestly, shouldn't be, it should definitely be more color and more representation as we go higher in the corporate world and anywhere that we're excelling. That's it.
Yeah, I just hope nobody didn't get from this that that my thoughts are that this isn't something that isn't necessarily that the ideas or the principles of diversity, equity, inclusion aren't a part of life and shouldn't be a part of everybody's the way you move in life, because they absolutely should be. I just do not feel that we need these programs in the workplace, man. because although it may have provided some opportunities for some people, I'm sure that at the end of the day, those people earn those opportunities in what they do. So just keep getting better, man. Society is evolving and forever changing, and eventually you will get your shot. I know we, like to feel like we live in a microwave society or a microwave world, and we want it now. We want it at the touch of our fingertips. But, some things require work, little blood, sweat, tears. My pops always told me growing up, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that portion of life has rang true, regardless of the color of my skin or any of the other things that we try to like promote and use to promote things. So yeah, that's it.
I guess from my particular standpoint, I'm kind of with Ray on that. I think, like he said, life is diverse. I mean, we run into different types of people daily. Even people of the same skin tone. That's just part of life. But when it comes to the workplace, I'm looking at some of these things listed on some of these trainings. They're talking about inclusive language, unbiased training course, coaching and mentoring. I just find it fascinating that you have to coach and mentor a black, if we're talking about inclusion and diversity, you have to coach and mentor a black person differently than you would a Hispanic, or differently than you would an Asian. I don't see that. And I don't think that their skin tone should be the means of understanding how to communicate with them differently. I think it should be nuanced with the individual, not the skin, just that person. You can talk to Ray differently than you can talk to me. You can probably talk to Tony differently than you can talk to Marcus. You have to gear your coaching or gear the way you talk in the workplace based on the individuals that you're working with. And I've never been in a DEI training, but if the DEI training isn't saying or promoting that part, then I feel like it's BS. I don't want to be looped into a conglomerate of people, because although we are black, we are different. You have a lot of hair. I have none. You got a beard. I don't. We're all different. So in the workplace, treat us accordingly to us, to that person, and I will do the same. And that's what I'm gonna leave it to, man. This was a very interesting podcast. I do appreciate everybody participating. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Appreciate you, Marcus, because you brought some insight to this one for sure.
Always.
Yeah, this one was
it was good. It was good.
This is what's the word I'm looking for? It was amp, nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Don't forget to follow the IG page. That's Millennial Mayhem HOU, and the HOU stands for H-Time. Tell us what y'all think about the segment, bro. What you know about the H? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. We're gonna wrap this up, man. See y'all later, man.
Peace.
I ain't got time for the book. Okay, all my niggas riding gas tank on full. We be fresh than a yeah, yo might get bull. If you see us in the streets, no talking, let's go. No time for hating, I ain't got time for the bull. I ain't got time for the